Hello followers, my name is MrMFretwell and welcome to the beginning of a new Minecraft update. So yes, this is the first snapshot, 13 weeks 16A, and oh boy is it a good one. You can see some of the new items behind me there. There's not too much in terms of features this week, but they have been working very hard over at Mojang, very hard indeed, to try and get a lot of the behind the scenes stuff done. Alrighty, so why don't we get started. I will warn you before we get into this video that I certainly don't know everything about this snapshot. I'm still figuring stuff out as we go along. There's a lot I don't know, like crafting recipes and that, but this snapshot review video is designed to give you an idea of the new features so that you can go and play with them yourself. If you want a more in-depth experience with all this stuff, then I would recommend checking out my tutorial series after the official update is out, and we will look at a few of these things then. So, yeah, there's not a massive amount of changes. The biggest one is a brand new launcher has been implemented starting from this snapshot and will not be backwards compatible to 1.5.1 and before, although the jars I believe will work, but it will not be compatible with that update. So this is starting from 1.6 onwards, but if you download this snapshot then you will get a Minecraft dev exe file rather than a jar file, and from that you can launch it, and I'm going to include a screenshot of this launcher so that you can take a look at it. It's barely complete yet, it's still in development, but one of the cool features I've already seen with this launcher is the fact that they can fix a bug on the fly, basically, and they can launch an automatic update through that launcher when you log in as soon as they want. They don't have to release a new jar file or anything like that. They can do it instantly. So that's a really cool feature. As I say, it's barely done. I will show you a screenshot of it, but I will probably talk about the launcher more in upcoming snapshots. But something to definitely keep an eye on. It looks really cool already, starting to get some of that back-end stuff done. This new launcher, by the way, is going to pave the way to the new lightweight Java game library updates, which are coming in this update. Basically, that is behind the scenes stuff for coding. They're going to fix a lot of the bugs with the outdated coding libraries, and I think some of the lag-based problems are going to get fixed too. So that's all behind the scenes stuff with this launcher. I will explain more about it probably in future snapshots and in maybe a tutorial on the launcher. But that's that really in terms of the launcher. I can't say a whole lot more about it yet because there's not much I can say with it. So why don't we move on to today's features. So this feature, the first one in our book here, is the hay bale block, and this is the hay bale block. It can be placed in different orientations depending on how you want it, much like quartz pillars and logs and pistons, those kind of blocks. I've not found a crafting recipe for this guy yet. I thought it might be 9 wheat, but it's not. So if you know the crafting recipe, please let me know in the description, in the comments, sorry, and I will put that in there. But yeah, hay bale blocks. There's not a whole lot more to say about those. This doesn't even have a name yet. If you look right here, it doesn't have a name yet, and if you use the scroll wheel feature, it doesn't display. So that's something I'm taking into consideration, and I'm guessing that there isn't a crafting recipe finished for it yet. But that's that. So there are, yeah, so it can be placed in different orientations like logs, pistons and quartz pillar blocks. So we're going to get back to the horses. We'll get back to that at the end of the video. I want to go through everything else first. But one of the cool new smaller decorative features, I guess you could call it, is carpets. These have finally been added. They act much like snow layers, like so. And this kind of solves the problem of having to make floors 2 blocks thick. You can just put a carpet down now and then walking through your door, and you don't raise or lower any sort of height as far as I'm aware. We can test that. So we're on 56 and we're still on 56. So this is basically flat. So this block is a really handy little mini block that we can make carpets with now. It solves a lot of those problems with using wool before. So yeah, I really like this change. I think this is going to be useful in a lot of designs, and I will probably certainly use this for carpeting my own homes. So, carpets have a crafting recipe. 2 walls side by side gives you 1 carpet. Now, I imagine this is probably going to change to maybe 6 carpets, because let's be fair, that is a lot just to get one of those little things. So, that's what I think anyway. But yeah, they are carpets. There's not a whole lot more to explain with those. That's pretty much that. So, there has also been a big improvement to the Respiration enchant. You can now actually see clearer underwater with this enchant. So what I want to do first is I'm going to show you in this deep pool of water what it looks like without sort of any respiration on. It's quite dark, hard to see, etc. But now we're going to try Golden Helmet with Respiration 1. So now we've put that on with Respiration 1, and let's see what this looks like. As you can see, it's a little brighter. It's not brilliant, but it's a little better. So now why don't we try a Golden Helmet with Respiration 2 on it. And let's wear this guy, and let's see what it looks like. So as you can see, that's quite a lot better. That's certainly a big help. So now we can try the final one, which is going to be Respiration 3. So let's grab ourselves a Golden Helmet with Respiration 3. The type of helmet, whether it's gold, iron or diamond, doesn't affect it. It's just the enchant here. And if I wear that one, I've now got Respiration 3 on my Golden Helmet. And if I go under here, it really helps a lot. Like I can see right now, I can see where the bottom is clearly. So that's a real advantage. If I take it off, that's what you get. And why don't we just do a little experiment. Respiration 3. So now we're in the deepest water possible really around here. If I put this on, that really did drastically change. So that's a big help when in water, and I think it's a really cool change. Definitely adds more use to the Respiration enchant. Oops. So yeah, I can take this one off, put you on. So that's the Respiration enchantment improvement. You're going to need obviously Respiration enchantments on that. And that pretty much covers that. So next up on the list is the leash item, or it's like a lasso, but it's actually a leash. Looks like a lasso, and basically this is used for horses, but it can actually be used on other mobs. So for example, let me just spawn in a cow. Let's spawn in a cow. If I right click on this cow with a leash, it connects it to my hand, and I can pull it around so far. Now this is going to be really handy. You're not going to need to attract animals anymore with this. That's a thought, isn't it? You can pull it around and you don't need to use stuff like wheat anymore to attract animals. This could be a real help. I didn't think of it that way. But basically, yeah, this you can then attach to animals, and then you need a fence post, which is why I use fences and not walls, and if you right click, you can actually stick that to the fence so it can't wander off. So in this case, he is not going to wander off. There is a bug, however, though, that's been in the game for some time where animals wander off, so I imagine this doesn't fix it. But yeah, if you want to break it, then you just left click on that and you get your leash back. So I don't know a crafting recipe for this yet. Again, it's not named, so I'm not entirely sure on that. One thing I do want to try though is spawning a creeper, and I want to see if I can. Still on peaceful. Let's go on normal. Alright, now can I attach this to a creeper? No, you can't attach that to a hostile mob. So that's something that I was intrigued to test. It appears only to be for stuff like farm animals. So that's something to consider with that. So yeah, that covers the leash item. So next we have the horses, I guess. And there's quite a bit to talk about with these guys, because these are perhaps the biggest change in this snapshot. But basically, horses are the new mob in the game, and they're quite complicated from what I've gathered at the minute. Perhaps by the time 1.6 comes out, they will be like second nature to us. They will be easy to operate. But basically, horses can be ridden. They can be tied to fence posts. Although in this case, I don't know how I would get rid of that on the corner. But yeah, you can ride these guys, and I'll get into how to make them rideable in a minute, because when you spawn one in using the spawn horse feature, you can't just, well actually you can, but it shakes you off. It sort of flails around and then shakes you off, and it angers the horse. So you actually need a saddle to ride him, and this one, as you can see, has a saddle, and I can actually move around with this horse, and if I do this, I can actually walk with the horse. I can use my inventory, because I'm going to grab some wheat. I can fight, I can shoot the bow, I can do pretty much anything on this horse. So this could be really handy. They seem to go, they don't seem to go too fast. You can right click on them with wheat and it makes them like you more, but it doesn't necessarily make them go any faster. It's not really much faster than running on foot, but it certainly does save your hunger bar, and could be quite useful. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, to have a trusty steed at your side. They do seem a bit buggy yet. I don't think they're very complete, but this is the horse. There's not a whole lot I can say really about them, because there's not a whole lot to talk about. But you need to left shift to dismount rather than right clicking, and I believe the reason for that is because you can block and stuff with right click, so they needed to use a different key for that. So this guy, well, let's actually talk about how we tame the horse. So as far as I'm aware, you can use wheat. I think you can use apples as well, but you right click until their mouth opens like that, and then you can jump on them by using just your hand, nothing in it, and you can jump on it. And he still seems not to be ready yet. I don't understand these that well. I give him some more, and he seems to be a feisty one, that's for sure. But he doesn't seem to be throwing me off now, so I don't think we're doing too bad. So now I can left shift to dismount, and I can right click and put this horse saddle on, but he's not ready yet. I think you have to keep feeding them wheat. We don't see this because we're in creative. That's still not going to work. So they seem to do this action when they're not ready for whatever it is that you want to do with them. So I've already shown you that you can leash animals, and you can't even leash this one yet because he's simply not ready. But I think you must need to get on, and then there we go. That's it. Feed him wheat while you're on him, and you can left click, and he loves us now. So I can put on the leash if I want to, and I can right click. I'm still understanding these. I'm kind of learning as I'm going along. We can put this armor on, and I don't know the crafting recipe for this armor yet, but you can actually put armor on, and it has a diamond variant, which you can see right here, a gold variant, and a iron variant. So I can right click and put this armor on him, and I can still ride him. I don't believe I can control him though without the saddle. So that's just something that we can put on as well. We can put on the saddle, and now I can ride this guy. So the first thing that we really need to do is break the leash that is holding our dear pal right here. Yeah, so now that's done. Now I can basically, I'm just going to break the fence right here, and I can take my steed for a run across our lovely new carpets. One thing I do want to show you is the jumping feature. If you hold spacebar, you'll see that there is a meter there at the bottom. That is the jump meter. What you can do is you can hold down the spacebar and the horse will jump. And you have to hold it down for so long just to get it right. But I have played around with this feature. You can get them to jump over fences and a few other different things. So for example, if I go like this, as you can see, I've actually gone all the way over that fence. So that's just something to think about when moving these guys around. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this feature. I really am, and I think that there will be a lot of uses for this and a lot of improvements. But let me just read to you a bit more about the horses, about what the changelog says. They're rideable with a horse saddle. They can wear the armor. Players can make them jump. This was created was by well, it was assisted by the creator of the Mo Creatures mod, which is a popular mod for Minecraft. It adds a bunch of different animals into the game. So that's all we know about the horse so far, and the fact that we can tie them to fence posts, much like we can other animals. But they seem to be a cool feature. I don't think they're finished much yet. I don't think a lot of things are finished yet, to be honest. This snapshot was kind of... It was not going to be released, and it was, so I'm not entirely sure on the standing of a lot of these things. But yeah, I expect to see a lot more in future updates, and hopefully we'll really see some good stuff with this. So if you do actually feed this guy, you need to feed him to make him fully grown before you ride him, I believe, and you need to feed him wheat, or I think apples as well for that. So if anybody knows the crafting recipe for the horse saddle or the armor, please again contact me in the comments and I'll add it in there, because I've not had a whole lot of time to play with this stuff. But this seems to be the 13-week 16A snapshot. As far as I'm aware, there's no hidden features. This seems to be just about everything. So we've got horses, which I've gone through. The hay bale block, if you know the crafting recipe, let me know. The cool new respiration enchant stuff. The carpets. If you know the recipe for the leash, let me know on that as well. And the armor. And I think that's about it. I'll do a tutorial on the horses, the hay bales, the carpets, and this when the official update comes out. But so far, 1.6 is looking like a fantastic update. I know they're going to add a lot more because this is a big update. There's going to be a lot of changes coming in soon. But I highly recommend that you download the snapshot and check it out for yourself. It's a lot easier now with the new launcher. It's just a case of simply... basically downloading this exe and running it like you would normal Minecraft, and bam, you have these features instantly. One thing I do want to make users aware of is don't be alarmed if the launcher doesn't fire up Minecraft right away. That's because it's downloading the jars and everything that you need for it. But yeah, that pretty much covers this snapshot review, guys. I hope that you found my commentary here informative and that you can have a play around with these features yourself. Sorry I don't know all the crafting recipes and stuff. I am a bit short on time today, but if a new snapshot gets released either tomorrow or next week and crafting recipes are then revealed, I will probably go through them then, in case you missed them this week. But as I say, let me know in the comments if you find anything. Let me know in the comments on what your thoughts are on this stuff. And yeah, that pretty much sums up today's video. So I've kind of gone on for a good while about this stuff now, so I'm going to sign off, and I hope that you have fun with 13 week 16A. So until then, till the next snapshot I guess, or until another video, see you later and have a good day.